tape on all of
Oh! Oh my gosh. If you're looking for a video that's a step-by-step how-to from a trained plumbing professional, this is not the one for you. But if you're looking for a video about a DIYer and their mission to save 10 grand, you are in the right place. Not a fun situation that I want to be in at all. My main sewer line coming out of my house is clogged. It has clogged 3 times in the past 3 months, and I'm realizing now that it is clogged because of tree roots. So right now I'm cleaning out the tree roots out of the pipe. Tomorrow I have made the decision that I'm cutting the trees down so that this never happens again. I will take you along in the process and show you why I did this and how I'm going to prevent this from ever happening again to my pipes. So one thing I did that I think is pretty smart, I put black tape exactly where the clogs are. I can feel on the ground where the line is. I don't necessarily need a locator. I know if I can feel the snake shaking the line below my feet all the way out to the road, I know that it's not very deep. You know, more than a couple feet deep, I'm not gonna be able to feel it, but I could feel it and hear it pretty well. After I'm done, I'm gonna take the snake out and pull it out in the yard and mark exactly where I think it is in the grass and be able to dig right there to fix my clogs. One thing that you don't see in this video, because of how much of this video that I chopped up, is how long it actually took to snake out my main line. From my clean out to the clog was about a full 75 feet, and it took a long time to get the snake all the way down through the main line to the clog. I unclogged my line in the process of marking the line to know exactly where I needed to dig in order to fix my line. Now I'm going to take the cable, stretch it out, and then I'm going to mark the ground. And then I'll know exactly where to dig. This orange sewer snake that you see is not mine. I actually rented it from my local Home Depot. The funny part about this snake was I rented it 3 times in 3 months, and the guys renting it to me knew me pretty well by the end of it. So right there, that's my first spot I need to dig. So I know almost exactly where something is obstructing my main line. Here are the trees that I've got in my yard, right here. But if you can see, there's where something is obstructing my main line. Here's my neighbor's tree. There's my tree. I have decided that I'm not going to cut my trees down until I dig these up. I know it's not very deep too, because I could feel it under my feet when I was snaking. So I'm going to start there by digging there. As we were snaking, we could feel the snake shake underneath our feet, and so we figured that the sewer line was not very deep. That's why we decided to tackle it by hand first. We dug a couple feet down and realized that the sewer line was deeper than we had thought. I have a good buddy named Daniel who's not afraid of hard work that I called up to help me with this project. There's no way I could have done this or completed this project without him, and you will see why later. And I think we're close, dude. Daniel had access to an excavator through a friend, which made quick work of this dirt work. I genuinely, honestly debated calling a professional to do this because I had no idea what I was doing. I usually have a track record of if I try to figure it out, I can figure it out, and so I decided to tackle it myself. Here's what we've come up with after digging with the excavator, and what we found is that this pipe is sloping back a little bit towards the house, which is not good. And I'm pretty sure that I've got roots in that fitting right here at the top. So we're gonna knock it out, cut this piece out, and go from there. We're gonna run water down both sides, look up there with a flashlight. We're gonna figure it all out and see what's going on.
I just put tape on all of
Oh! Oh my gosh. Sick.
Get everybody else's.
So we got that pipe out. Check out over there. We are 3 feet back under the street. There is a 6-inch rubber boot that's transitioning from the 4-inch PVC to the main line, to the street. What we're going to do is transition directly from here to a full piece, a 10-foot piece of PVC, and go right into that rubber boot with the slope directly from here. So before, it was going down about 2 feet and then coming up to go into the 6-inch pipe. Not okay, so we're gonna do it right. I have never dug under a street before. Can I tell you how nerve-wracking that was? Ready to walk? Walk, 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 walk. Good. As I laid my brand new 10-foot piece of pipe down, I realized that a straight shot was not going to work out perfectly. My goal was to avoid using a bunch of connectors and elbows to make this pipe as straight as possible to go into the main line under the street. My 10-foot new piece wasn't quite long enough, and I knew I was going to have to use some of the old pipe, and so I connected that under the street to go into the main line under the road. I got everything connected and laid out just how I wanted it, and you'll see right here that I used a female to female connector to slightly create a bend in this pipe. It was not a big enough bend to put any sort of elbow, but a connector has a little bit of play, and once glued, this thing's not gonna move. Think about that. Closest to that elbow that I cut off, where I thought there were roots obstructing, we created this special piece with a couple 22.5s. We couldn't use a 45, and one 22.5 didn't quite make the right angle, so we put two 22.5s really close together. I am super happy. Haven't tested anything yet, but I've got all my pipes in. The fittings are on. It is exciting. Look at the pipes. You can see there is purple primer over everything. This is going to be buried. No one's going to see this. I say if there's not purple primer and you don't see glue on this, then you're doing something wrong and you haven't used enough. It's solid. It's supported. It's all running downhill. Check this. This is where it was running uphill. See that bubble? It's way over on that side. We are good. It's perfect. The next thing that I have to do is there is a black rubber boot that transitions the 4-inch into the 6-inch, and this is the last thing I have to do, and I just have to secure down that 4-inch pipe clamp. But then I'm going to support under here a little bit more with some significant sized rocks. I'm not going to use wood. They had used wood here before, who knows how long ago. And slowly fill it in and then just pour the rest in. But I'm so happy and I'm so excited. I'm not going to have any problems with this anymore.
Well, I'm going to pull you up by your bootstraps.
Throw the camera.
Yes.
Woo! Now get ready for backfill montage. Get ready to see all the backfill. Done. Time for cleanup. Once all the pipe was laid and the glue was dried, which was almost instantly, we tested everything. We ran water down the pipe. We made sure everything was flowing perfectly and there were no leaks. My toilets flushed with no gargle sound, and my sink drained faster than it ever had before. The job is complete. This was not super hard. There was nothing super special about this job. I was very fortunate to have a buddy who had an excavator that let me borrow him and his excavator for the day. And this job was not very expensive, and I did it, and you can do it too. Now, as you can see, my yard is very torn up right now, and that's going to get a whole lot better in the coming days and in the coming weeks as we rake out all these rocks and as we take care of them. But you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. Good luck. Build it simple.